welcome to another video episode in my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little channel on YouTube, and my corner of the general interwebs where I like to talk about knitting and sometimes crochet and books I am reading or listening to, and also TV or movies I am enjoying, and other life and general chatty things that I want to share with you. So, please welcome and thank you for choosing to watch this episode. And I hope that you enjoy it. Please settle in, get yourself a delicious beverage, whatever you like, and your yarn, your hook, your needles, or maybe some fiber and a spinning wheel, whatever you need. And let's have a nice chatty time together. I was wrong last week about Father's Day. I don't know how I got it so strongly in my head last weekend that was Father's Day weekend, and I had it correct in my calendar and in my bullet journal, but obviously I didn't go back to confirm that by looking at my monthly calendar. So yeah, the actual Father's Day in the United States was yesterday, and so I had another chance to make Father's Day a little bit special for my dad. I got a really good suggestion from somebody, one of the staff where they live, and I got some of their very favorite takeout. We all enjoy Indian food, and so often we enjoyed getting Indian takeout for a special occasion. And so I got some of their favorite Indian takeout, and I also brought some cake for them to share from the grocery store bakery, which our grocery store bakery is actually pretty good. I like our grocery store bakery. Anyway, so, and a card. I so dropped all of that off, and yeah. So there was another special date, and one that I've only in the last year or two started hearing about, and it is not a widely known holiday. It's been mostly celebrated in the African American community, but it is Juneteenth. It is not an official holiday on record for the United States. It's not on calendars, and it's not an officially government recognized holiday with a day off for employees and things like that. But Juneteenth is the celebration of, in 1865, there was an announcement. I don't remember the name of the town in Texas, but it was a town in Texas. There was an announcement in a public square of the Emamncipation Proclamation, which had actually been officially announced and been officially put in place 2.5 years earlier in January of 1863. But it took those 2.5 years. Texas especially was resisting giving up their slaves, and actually a lot of a lot of slave owners had sent their slaves or moved their slaves into Texas to keep them as slaves, to try and prevent them from being free or escaping. And by this time, a great majority of slaves had even on their own escaped, but it was kind of a last haven for preserving in Texas, in the state of Texas, was kind of a last haven for trying to preserve slavery and not comply. They were definitely not going to comply with the Emancipation Proclamation. But once it was made public, the governors and administrators and the state leadership of Texas had no choice. And ever since then, June 19th has been a celebration day because of that, in remembrance. In these times, Juneteenth is beginning to be a little bit more widely known, and also just trying to learn more about the history. I've heard about it and become aware of some of that piece of Black history in America. So, yes, it was Juneteenth. And we are also officially in the summer season. And today it feels like spring going into summer. It's not cloudy. It's a beautiful blue sky day. And earlier this week we had 2 pretty days like this, and then it got cloudy again, but today it's cleared up. I did, on one of those clear days, go to my favorite spot, and I did park and look at the mountain and take a picture of Mount Rainier. So I have enjoyed the little bit of clearing and blue sky and beautiful weather, which is very cheerful to my heart. Anyway, so that's those things, and let's get into the crafts. Oh, I'm not drinking tea at the moment. Right now I have a little bit of water in case my throat dries out. But I have some blackcurrant black tea from the pot that I brewed yesterday in the fridge for later this afternoon. So there will be tea time later this afternoon, but today I am recording before tea time. I have been progressing on the sleeve for my Buds and Blooms pullover. I tried it on last night, and the sleeve goes like right to here, pretty much. So I have some inches to go, and probably I want that much to do in the gray, and then I'll start yellow, or the greeny yellow for the ribbing. But yeah, so that is going well. And here is my progress on the streamline tank. Yardage wise, I think I'm about halfway, I think, through this piece. A few more inches And then it's going to be time to start the decreasing and then the divide for left and right to do the neck and the straps. So yeah, this is going well. I haven't made myself start weaving in ends. It looks like fringe. So maybe before I start putting more rows in, I'm going to make myself actually weave in some of those ends. Yeah, I need to start doing that and not save them all up. Also, the socks are going well. This is the Winter's Frost pattern, a free pattern downloadable from Ravelry as a PDF. And I am about 3/4 of an inch left on the foot before it's time to start the toe. So the foot is almost done, and soon it will be time for the toes, and then all done. Yay! But isn't this pretty yarn? I just love the colors. I love these colors. And so that is the progress on the crafts. And reading has been going really well. Really, really well. I started and finished a novella. So obviously it went pretty quick because it is a novella. It's not very long at all. It is a sci-fi novella about a cyborg named Murderbot. Yeah, the series is called the Murderbot Diaries, and it is delightful. It's set in a pretty far future. I don't think they gave a date, but pretty far future. We are very advanced in our space exploration and advanced in our technology, especially androids and robotics and things like that. So it's a cyborg, so there are organic components and mechanical robotics and artificial intelligence, I think maybe mixed with biological neurosystems. I'm not sure the details of that, but it's a short and sweet story, kind of an adventure. But yeah, Murderbot, they are not meant to be autonomous. She was built as a security bot with murder capabilities in case she needed to do battle to protect her charges, but she is not a military bot. She is a security sec bot. Yeah, SECBOT, security bot. In case anybody misheard that word. Anyway, but she has sometime earlier, not sure when, but she has hacked her own governing control system so that she is actually autonomous. She can choose what orders or what directives she will follow or not. And that is a big secret. She has to hide that because it is highly illegal to hack and override your governing system. And they do not allow autonomous cyborgs. So if that became known, she would be basically stripped for parts and recycled. And she is on a job and things go wrong. It's supposed to be a simple security thing on a survey of a very unexplored, unknown planet, and things go wrong, and there is an adventure and fights, and she has to save the lives of her team that she was assigned to protect. And then it's a good adventure. And then it leaves at the end, it leaves it open for the further series in what Murderbot will do. Murderbot is the name that she chose for herself. Or he. Murderbot is not a she or he. Murderbot does not have any gender parts. Only, I think you can guess why. Only a certain kind of bot gets gender-specific equipment, shall we say. And she is not one of those. So Murderbot is not any gender. But that's the name that the bot chose to give itself, and calls itself Murderbot. And Murderbot's favorite thing to do in the entire, if Murderbot doesn't really want to work, Murderbot would rather not go out on jobs. What Murderbot wants to do all day, every day, is watch soap operas on the entertainment feed. That is Murderbot's favorite thing, and what Murderbot wants to do all the time, which I think is hilarious and I love. And Murderbot has learned a lot about humans from watching the soap operas. And Murderbot learned some of her security tactics from watching thrillers on the entertainment feeds, which I find hilarious as well. Yeah, it's just fun. It's really good fun, and Murderbot is great. The reason I got this from the library, which is where I got it, is because one of my favorite booktubers, one that I haven't told you about yet, her name is Mara, and her booktube channel is Books Like Whoa, which is great. She has a great YouTube channel. If you like books, she reads really widely, so many different genres. So almost anything. Like, she reads so widely that you could probably find lots of interesting things in the books that she talks about, and definitely she reads a little something for every taste. So I highly recommend her channel if you are a reader and enjoy thoughtful book content. But this is one of her favorite series that she just gushes about Murderbot all the time. And so I'm like, I really have to check this out. So I did. I put it on priority, and I looked at the library, and I put a hold on it, and it was like, boom, it came. though I didn't have to wait long at all. It came really quick. So I read it really quick and I loved it. So I almost thought about putting the second novella on hold, but then I'm like, I don't want to go through all of them so fast. And also there are a lot of other things on my wish list for reading. So I decided, yeah, I'm not going to just go down a binging rabbit hole with this. I'll just chill a bit and anyway, so yeah. But, oh, I finished Uprooted. That's what I finished. I finished Uprooted, which was a pretty quick read too. And I made it a priority because it was due. The electronic file was due to expire. You can only have your electronic library books for so long. And so I had to read it quick or it was gonna just not be, it was gonna be not available. It would just close up. And so I pushed myself to finish it, which I did. I listened to it. It was an audio. And I liked it. I liked the story. There was a lot to it. It was a lot bigger story than I thought it was going to be. There was a romance like I knew there would be, and it did not work for me. Not really. I did not get on board for the romance. But thankfully, the romance was not a main, it was kind of very secondary. And there was so much going on in the plot, especially in the second half of the book. The pace, the action pace really picked up, and there was so much happening and so much peril. The stakes were really high. It's a classic fantasy, good versus evil, although you could argue that the good was really gray. It wasn't like, but not like deeply gray, not grimdark gray. This is not grimdark style of fantasy. It was pretty clearly mostly good and mostly bad, and the lead of the evil was really evil, and really, really powerful. And so the stakes were high. It was pretty tense, and I'm like, wow, it was very exciting. So in that way, the book worked for me really well. The atmosphere was so good. Just the evil, it was creepy. The evil wood, which was where all these bad things came from and where they had to go to defeat the heart of the evil wood. The evil wood was so creepy, and all the twisted and corrupted creatures and trees were like, oh, that was so well done and so good. I love a creepy wood, scary wood. I'm here for that atmosphere and here for that kind of story all the time. I love a scary wood. And yeah, it was good. Also, I continued reading in the collection of essays, Who Do You Serve? Who Do You Protect? About police and police brutality and police the relationship between African American communities and the police, and how the systems and the police treat them differently, and the court system too. Anyway, but mostly the police, things that the police do, brutality, corruption, other aspects, which is very timely right now. There's a lot of talk about the place of police and policing and what kind of policing is appropriate and what we want policing to be in America. And so I think who do you serve? Who do you protect? It's a really, I highly recommend it to help you get your head around some of these issues that we're talking about with police right now. And yeah, it's really good. So that's been the reading. Who do you serve, who do you protect is not a long book, but I am not racing through it really fast because I feel like it needs to sink in, and there's a lot of information. It's not like reading a short and sweet adventure story. I feel it's important information and things need to think about and let it sink in. So that's why I haven't finished it yet. Easily could have. But I feel like it's not very helpful to race through it and read it as fast as you can. Want to process the information and think about it, read it thoughtfully. Yeah. I have been watching a little bit of TV, although I've been on YouTube a lot more, watching my favorite YouTube channels. And when I've been watching on TV, I don't feel super strongly enough that I want to talk about. So nothing really to share in TV. I've been streaming or watching on cable on demand. But I think we've come to the end. So I hope that wherever you are, that you and your loved ones are well and safe. And I hope that this coming week is a good one for you, and enjoy your creative outlets, and see you next time. Bye-bye.